Can you hear me now? Are we good? Can y'all hear me? Is the mic feed good? They saying they couldn't hear me. Hopefully we can hopefully y'all can hear me now. I changed my mic input. Are we good? I think we good. I think we are good. Just want to make sure everybody hopefully we
Okay,
can
cool.
okay, so let's start over. Let's just start all the way over. So, we're gonna talk about as I said, I don't want people to feel like I'm coming after Coi Leray. I don't want people to feel like I'm bashing Coi Leray because Coi Leray is very talented. But however, Coi Leray falls under an umbrella of artists that we're going to get into. And I call them TikTok artists, right? And I think that social media in general is a blessing on how fast you can really just pop off, especially for the ones that's actually working and putting in the work and really out here making it pop. You don't really need a label anymore to push where you need to go. So it's a good thing if you utilize it correctly. But I want the keyword of this live stream. If you don't remember nothing that I say from this live stream, marketing. We're going to be using that word a lot in this conversation. I want this is so funny because we love to compare and we often forget that these are people and they are talented. So we want to start there. However, Coi Leray does fall under an umbrella of artists that I like to call a batch of TikTok artists, right? And how I label that is people who um, got a viral sensation hit from TikTok or their song went viral on TikTok. So now you had everybody doing a dance challenge, right? And typically, if you have a viral sensational song, like for example, I don't think I think they're called Flyana Boss. The girls who are running throughout the streets of my son, hello Christ, I'm about to sin again. I really pray that whoever is their team and who's managing them is going to really manage them as a duo of artists that really makes great music and not just known for just that one viral sensation. And here's why. Because when you get into a space of, oh, my song went viral. Oh, I was able to get so and so to do a dance challenge to my song. I was able to have thousands of people know this little part to my song. This little part to my song, right? But have you ever seen the meme where they're talking about like when you actually go and look up the song that's actually viral, and you're like, the whole song not even that good. Now, I'm not saying that's the case with Coi Leray, but what I am saying is that's usually the case, right? So when you got artists who go viral on TikTok and everyone's doing dance challenges, it's now a trend. The thing about trends is that they end, right? So I have an issue with people who are truly talented and they get a come up off TikTok because I look at it like quick money or quick come up. You really don't get the full aspect of the artist, right? Because typically if your song goes viral, it's about a 30-second to maybe a minute um part of the song that goes viral. And I don't know if I had that level of platform, I would want my music to transcend just further than 30 seconds, if that makes sense. How we doing on okay, we doing good? We doing good? I just know that I would want my music to transcend further than a TikTok, right? But I also said you gotta be careful how you market yourself, right? Because if you market yourself to be the sensation or to be able to make a song that goes viral on TikTok every time you drop, when you start to want to transcend into the space of now we're talking about an album, do you have the demographic that even wants to buy an album? Because when you're marketing your music to people who are only having the attention span of a few seconds, do you really think that they're going to have the attention span to actually go and listen to a full body of work? Even if you can do it, even if you have the range, even if you can, even if you have the talent to actually go and make a full body of work. This topic is not about talent. It's not about talent. Because honestly, we know you don't need talent to be marketable. You don't need talent to take off. That's no longer a requirement. And I remember, and I'm not being messy. I promise you, I'm not being messy when I bring this into the conversation. But I legit got this comment from one of my TikTok followers. They were like, "This is why we should respect OGs like Nicki Minaj." And again, this is not comparing Nicki to Coy. We're not doing that. I'm not. There is no comparison because Nicki's the queen. We're not even going to get into that. What I want to really talk about girls like Nicki, which ain't a lot. But remember when you were an artist and you wanted to be seen, you wanted to be heard. I can sing, I can rap. Great, great. But are you putting in that work? Nicki Minaj comes from an era of when artists they had to get their feet out in the mud to really be heard, right? Selling mixtapes back in my car, sliding CDs. Do we even sell CDs anymore? They don't even sell CDs no more. They don't even sell they don't even market bodies of I know I just thought about that. They don't even market bodies of work no more. I just thought about that. When you it's okay, let me start by saying this as well. I listened to her album, not all the way through, but like the first five, 6 songs I listened to her album. I said, this album is actually really good, but you would never know it because Coi Leray, again, is known for making viral sensational hits. Now, when we're talking about artists, now we're transcending genres. I'm not really comparing, but just using it as an example. When you talk about artists like Beyonce, Adele, girls who are known for putting out albums and bodies of work, they are able in 2023 to drop an album and we still go support it and they sell thousands of units, 350K, 650. It just and the number goes up versus Coi Leray and we look at her, oh, you're only selling 10K um in your first week album sales and we look at her and we say trash. You didn't make it as an artist. You flopped. Well, did she really flop? Because let's talk about it. We are now in an era where nobody even buys music anymore. Even when we converted to an era of digital sales like iTunes, purchasing your music, through media apps, that's no more. That's not even a thing. When the last time you heard somebody go be like, "Oh, I just bought so and so's album off iTunes"? I have not heard nobody buy an album off iTunes in a very long time. Um, I don't even remember a time. I don't even remember the last time someone even told me that they bought something off iTunes. Period. You may buy a ringtone for your phone, but you ain't on there to buy no album when you have Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube, where you can just go and stream the people's music. Which you gotta give credit to Nicki Minaj because she's the one that started this whole wave of let's count streaming numbers towards album sales. So now I'm a TikTok artist. My song is viral. Viral. Everybody on TikTok doing it. Everybody on TikTok doing it. It's getting numbers. I'm getting noticed by celebrities. But when you look at your bank account and you look at um actual unit sales, we don't even use that word no more. Units, album sales. We can't have those conversations anymore. Y'all remember? I wish I had that clip to pull up and show y'all, for whoever's watching. Do y'all remember when Beyonce said, I want to say about 10 years ago, she said these people they come out and they put out a little single, it burns up, and they drop another one, and it burns up, drop another one, and it burns up, and now you're in this constant cycle of putting out little singles and no one really knows you as an artist because all we know is that you if we even know your name, if that you made a little cute song, sounds good for 30 seconds for a TikTok, but after that, do we want to go buy your album? Why should I buy your album? Remember back in the day, I'm about to sound real old, okay? I hate when people say, I used to hate when people say, oh, back in my day, but now I want to use that as an example. Remember when you were an up and coming artist, or you saw an up and coming artist? You saw them on, um, before we had Tiny Desk, it was called AOL Sessions. You saw them performing little ballads. You saw them pretty much everywhere because they were trying to establish themselves. So when they did drop the album, you knew where I was coming from. You saw me from a mile away, right? And also, I made this point on my TikTok channel. When I grew up, mind you, I was born in 1995. So do the math. That's my age. When I was growing up, let me turn my microphone just up a little bit more, so I ain't got to be ducking down. But when I was coming up and music in my house, this is what it sounded like. When I woke up Saturday morning, my mom was playing Whitney Houston. She was playing The Preacher's Wife soundtrack. So I got to know, I'm just using Whitney as an example. I'm just talking, that situation in general. I got to know these artists who we now know and love and consider legends. Um, we now know and love them because we know their sound, we know their texture, we know their tone, we know their harmonies. We know, that's a Whitney Houston track, or that we just know. These artists are not outside like that. They're not doing Tiny Desk concerts like that, and the ones that are doing it are being ignored. MTV Unplugged, okay, when the artist really wanted to speak to the people, when the artist really wanted to have something to say, these artists were in your face. They were in your face. They were everywhere. But now it's just like the aim is TikTok, 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 which is not bad, but for it to be your only target, I really just hope that the teams of these artists are considering, is the market that we're marketing to going to be around 10 years later? This is why we have, and this is, I'm going to keep bringing up my girl because she's put in that work. This is why Beyonce, 25 plus years into the game, can drop an album and it go bananas because we know her to be an album girl. We've seen her put in the work. We've seen her sing in airports. We've seen her before TikTok was a thing. We've seen Beyonce be Beyonce. We don't know these girls. We don't know these new artists. We don't know who they are. We don't know what they can do. We don't know why should we buy your album. And even let me even make this point because I did listen to Coi Leray's album partially through. And like I said, banger after banger after banger after banger. I was like, yo, this album really low key slaps, but no one really ever know. But I will say this: as good as the songs were. Ooh, I'm about to get. I hope I do not get in trouble for saying this because I feel like it's gonna be so controversial. As good as the song, I'm about to preach to y'all. As good as the songs were, listen, I'm just playing. As good as those songs were on those few listens that I did, I noticed one thing: the production fire. But I asked myself, if the production was not as fire as it was, would I still be interested in Coi Leray? Does she, stripped? I use Beyonce as an example for everything because I feel like she's the ideal artist that, she's the blueprint. I feel like if you strip away the hair from Beyonce, the performance, the showmanship, all of the things that we love Beyonce to be, if you strip that away, what do you have? Just her voice and a microphone, right? And if she were to sing to me a cappella, would I still be interested? And I think we all know the answer to that question. If you strip away the production from Coi Leray's tracks, from this, these, from a lot of artists coming up nowadays, would I still be interested? Does their voice captivate me? Does their flow captivate me? I'll never forget. This is how I know. Like I know for a fact. Like I know when I see a girl coming up, that's going to be that girl. I felt that way back. This is before. This was back when Beyonce was just coming out, but even after that, when I heard Nicki, I said, "Hey, oh, whoa, whoa, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Who is that spitting? Who did that verse like that?" When I have that reaction, I'm just like, it's talent involved, but you know, again, I come from a generation where talent had to be there. Nowadays, you just need a song, a gimmick, and you know what? I also hate how everything has to be marketed as a gimmick for people to be interested. I hate that as well. But the last girl who I felt that way about was Chloe Halle, Chloe and Halle. Those are the two girls who I was like, I don't know who they are. I don't know what they about. I said, but whoever that is singing, doing two-part harmonies and doing all that riffing and running their back, they're sickening, and you better watch out. So it's no surprise to me that those kinds of artists, um, I'm sorry, rephrase. It's no surprise to me that Chloe is where she is and Halle is where she is, and together they're just the dynamic duo, of course. But then again, like I said, I come from a generation of talent, so it's just you have to be talented for us to care. Nowadays, all you need is numbers, popularity, and this is why it's so dangerous when you market to just TikTok and just the demographic that belongs on TikTok. Um, you got to ask yourself: are they going to still be around for an album? Destiny Child came to our high school in DC before they blew up. The girls were in the row hitting up other. Yeah, good point. I'm glad you made that point because that reminds me of that story that Lizzo always loved to tell about how she came to Beyonce a few months ago, and she said, "I know you don't remember." I said, "But I saw you." I'm sorry, Destiny's Child performing at a Walmart. A Walmart. The girls are not hungry enough like that. When the last time you heard? And it's so funny. It's so funny. I don't know if y'all remember. Um, remember that white woman that blew up because some guy ran up to her with a camera, and she starts singing the "I'm off the deep end, watch as I dive in, I'm gonna be," and she went viral like that. Um, because the girls ain't doing that no more. When the last time you seen any of these artists like get stripped, and we see a viral video of them out in public singing or rapping or battling or whatever? And that's why Nikki is so respectable because she said, "Give me the mic, give me the mic, give me the mic, and I'm gonna show you." You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying all this to say that I don't think it's weird that Coi Leray received the numbers that she received. I don't think it's weird at all. I really don't, because she comes from the streaming area. I'm sorry, era where people are just not buying albums. People don't care about buying no albums. When the last time you see any of these kids really sit down and listen to an album? I do that because I'm 28, but I don't know too many other people who are in that age bracket who's going to sit down and listen to an album. And you notice how? Let me see if I can pull up the. Hold on, let me see if I can get the. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let me see if I can show y'all because we like numbers. What we do? Nope, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, that's what we gonna do. I be up in the club looking real. Okay, here we go. So, I want to bring up this photo right here for a reason because we got to talk about these numbers and people feeling like numbers are just so important. I mean, they're important to a degree. I agree, but you got to really be careful when you start placing numbers as the capital of everything. And a good example of this is Chloe Bailey, because Chloe Bailey, I remember, just kind of watching out, looking for how she was moving throughout this album era, because people have been talking so much trash about this album and how it sells and stuff like that. You got to be careful because even though Chloe's album pretty much did the same thing about what this did, um, it was for a different reason because clearly when Chloe went on tour, those album sales didn't matter because when you capitalize in saying that, oh, my album only sold 10,000. Oh, I'm on Beyonce's label. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm doing that. But then you walk outside and see a crowd full of people chanting all your songs. I don't know. Does numbers really matter when you walking out to a crowd and every night of your tour is packed? Do numbers really matter? Well, you 21, you know too much about the cut. Listen, I love music. I love music. We're gonna talk about it. But in this case with Coi Leray, um, I think people see these numbers and just feel like she's failed as an artist. You have to remember a lot. Well, first off, let's just look at what she's trying to market. This is very, even though she is young, she's sexy, she appeals to the younger crowd and even people who are in between. This is a very, I want to say that a picture on the right with the black hair, it gives me mature. It gives me, this is my album. This is not a single, it's album, right? But you have to remember the demographic that she marketed herself to, right? So now you're talking about, oh, I only sold 10K. It debuted at 102 on Billboard. Well, first off, let's give a shout out because it charted, okay? Any chart position is amazing. People only feeling some kind of way about her chart position because I feel like her association to Nicki Minaj. And I feel like once you start getting associated with those kind of girls, people hold you to a higher standard. And people expect that your numbers should be astronomically big and forget that she's still an upcoming artist. But when you talking about numbers and talking about chart positions and you start using that as the only leverage to if an artist is, good enough or talented enough or, flopping or not, I think that you limit yourself and you also become biased because if you're only looking at numbers and only counting numbers, like I just said, Chloe Bailey's numbers weren't good on her first week album sales, but she was walking out to a tour every single night in her show and it was packed. So you have to ask yourself, do I really care about those numbers? Should I care about those numbers? Because it's just numbers. You never know how people really feel. But I think with Coi Leray, with her little 10K album, so I didn't mean to say it like that. I did not mean to say like a little 10K. I feel like with her having only 10,000 albums, so that sounds about right. If you're putting it into streaming terms, I mean, the girl is talented, very, very talented, but I don't see myself actually going out to buy a Coi Leray album. She has not captivated me or I feel like any demographic to say that I'm an album girl. You should go you should want to go buy an album from me to where you're gonna hear me over some beats 16 times. Have you captivated the listener that much? Ask yourself when's the last time you've seen Coi Leray on a video rapping, giving you a cipher, giving you a freestyle, get to where you like, ooh, 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 ooh. So when you strictly rely on those social media apps to captivate your audience, I don't know. As for like I say, I'm using Chloe Bailey as an example. As for Chloe Bailey, we've seen her do covers. We've seen her in the microphone just like this singing. So even if you weren't a Chloe Bailey fan and you came across her videos and said, "Oh wow, she has a nice voice. I don't know who this girl is, but I want to find out more about her." That's how you start building a fan base. You start right there. You start by coming down to where the people are. Hello, I'm so and so. Can I sing for you? I'm gonna sing for you anyways. That's where you start. How would you have marketed her as a viral TikToker? Um, well, I would have. I would. I'm not counting out TikTok. We're not going to count out TikTok because TikTok is a massive platform. Massive platform. You cannot count out TikTok. However, I would have gave her duality. I would have gave her a lot of duality. I would have said, "Girl, while you're sitting up, like who does it a lot? Santana. While you're sitting up making TikToks to your next song or to your next release, also get on YouTube, do a little freestyle, do a virtual concert, do a remember how Chloe and Halle during the pandemic was doing virtual sets and we got to know them more. So when they dropped their second album, we were there. We were here for it. So I think that with marketing Coi Leray, I would have to have her put herself out more, meaning get a little raw. I think that was the issue with Normani as well. I thought Normani was a great performer. I'm saying was as if she's not. I think Normani's a great performer, but I never seen her like do any covers of music that I would be like, oh, I want to hear this girl sing more. I want to hear this girl. I want to hear more of her music. You don't see a lot of Coi Leray videos circulating saying, "Oh, like she bodied this." You know how Megan Thee Stallion. I'm bringing up everybody. I'm just as I'm going free. I'm free spirited in my mind. You know how with Megan Thee Stallion before she became like Megan Thee Stallion, as you know, astronomically big as she is now, you would catch like little clips of her on Twitter of her doing freestyles of her going, just like going. You like, damn, this girl is rapping. Who is this girl? And that's how you start cultivating a fan base. A fan base. I'm sorry. So I think with marketing Coi Leray, that'll be my only issue. And but the thing is, does she have the range to do those kind of things? So then again, you have to ask: are some TikTok artists able to go that far and market themselves and say, "Hey, I'm album worthy. I think I'm good enough to give the people an album." Yes, I know my demographic is a younger generation who don't even know what an album is, but I'm gonna teach. That's how you know you're sickening. That's how you know you like when you can really um, change what the consumer wants. Ooh, that is power. That is power. When you can literally be so talented and be so dope that yes, I'm a viral TikTok sensation, and even though viral TikTokers really aren't known for making albums or even really good albums, I'm going to make you want to buy an album from me. And that's where that marketing comes in. Start doing those tiny desk concerts. I haven't seen Coi Leray on. If she has, I haven't seen much of it. I haven't seen no raw videos. I haven't seen nothing because I think she can sing a little bit. I would do a little sing, like a little tune. Even Cardi B, she'll get on live and start harmonizing this, not harmonizing, but like little vocalized moments. I'm like, okay, if she were to sing, I would be here for it because I've heard her going down to where the village is. Start marketing yourself. Start telling people like, listen, I'm so and so. I do this. I do that. Get back to the roots. And it does not have to be how it was back 10 years ago. As Nikki would say, I was doing selling mixtapes out of my car. It don't have to be that deep. Simply, if I had the listen, I'm an artist myself, and if I had the platform that these girls have, I will be making covers, singing, um, dropping like snippets of me actually performing my records and not just dancing to it. Like it's so much you can do, but you gotta have the range and the talent to start there. So, I mean, if you don't, then there's really nothing more than we can do. So, I mean, shit. Get rid of this. But we love Coi Leray over here because, like I said, listen to her album. And I was like, she's actually a very, 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 very dope artist. And I think that if sometimes you just have to rebrand. Sometimes you just have to rebrand. I don't want to call her a flop because, like I said, I listened to some of the tracks and I said, whoa, like if these were like marketed well or like just put to a different demographic or a different consumer, they could possibly go somewhere. But like I said, I don't know if she has that kind of range. I don't know if she can do it. So I would say go give it a listen. I think the thing that stands out the most on this album is the production. That's just my opinion. The production, that record with David Guetta. Oh, oh my gosh! And like I said, I just let the album play. I was like bop after bop after bop after bop after bop. It was sickening, but no one would ever know it. So yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like it's a curse when you start marketing yourself as this viral TikTok sensation. Just got to be careful because if you are an artist that wants longevity, I would say don't make TikTok and being viral your only bag, your only, wave of who you are as an artist. Give multiple moments, give multiple things that people can talk about, not just a TikTok. You know what I'm saying? So when you get into your album bag, when you get it, be like, listen, I have a body of work. It's dope. Every track on here, dope. You have a demographic and an anticipation for it. You know what I'm saying? Just like if you haven't heard of I think it's Flyana Boss, go check them out. I've been studying them for the last week because their marketing is so sickening. How they just been kind of making different TikToks of the same song, and I really, really, really hope that they capitalize on that because I heard that someone went back and listened and was like, they actually have projects that are really, really dope. But it's just this one song is being, that's going viral. If I was them, I would start putting my hand in different bags. Now that I have a viral song, let's do a performance. Let's get in our room. Listen, I am a fan of doing the most with what you have. You don't have to have a big production to make it pop. Sometimes all you need is a little room and some creative ideas, and you can make it pop. You can cultivate a community. I asked this question to my followers on Facebook and on TikTok. I said, if you were an influencer, would you rather have a viral sensation moment, or would you rather have what did I say? A community of people that tunes into your content. Every video, every song, every piece of content you may do may not go viral every single time, but best believe that every time you post, people are here for it. Would you rather have a community of people that are here for your brand, or would you rather just get like a little quick, rich, viral sensation? So I will want a community. I will want that. So when you have people who are here for the music, you can have deeper discussions. Because have you ever been to an artist concert and they're performing songs that aren't popular, and people are looking around like, that's how I know you ain't a fan. You just here because you wanted to hear that one song. No, when they start performing, when you have a community of people and a fan base, an active fan base, you now have people who are invested into the days that you have that aren't viral. Every day is an event. You'll be crazy to think that everything you do, every song you write, every video you post will go viral. No one is that. No one. So get a community, work on a community, and start building anticipation if you are an artist towards an album. So that's my little two piece on it. I just wanted to come. Honestly, this is my first time going live. I just wanted to come on here and give my two cents. I want to go live more often. If you enjoyed today's video, subscribe to the channel, and also follow me on TikTok because that's where I get a lot of my conversations from. Like the conversation that I did today stemmed from the TikTok video that I did. So if you enjoyed, thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and